Apple earnings beat the street again. Facebook adds VoIP video calling to Messenger, and 3D prints a rhino horn. It's Monday, April 27th, and this is Crunch Report. Well, your eyes do not deceive you. Things look a little bit different around here today. The Crunch Report team is in New York this week, getting ready for TechCrunch Disrupt, which kicks off next Monday. Let's get to the news. Apple's second quarter earnings are in, and big surprise. It's another blowout. Now, you might recall that Apple's previous quarter 3 months ago set a record for the largest corporate quarterly earnings of all time, so expectations were pretty high for Q2. The company reported $58 billion in revenue, which beat analysts' expectations of $56.85 billion. The company also made $13.6 billion in net profit, which represents $2.33 per share, which is over analyst predictions of $2.21 per share. Compared to the year-ago quarter, revenue is up 27.2%. That's pretty good. The iPhone 6 and 6 Plus made up 61.2 million handsets sold, which is a huge increase over the 43.7 million iPhone sales sold during Q2 of 2014. However, iPad sales continue to decline, 12.6 million sales in this quarter compared to 16 million the year-ago quarter. Apple also sold 4.5 million Macs, which is up 10% year over year, and that's impressive during a global decline in PC shipments overall. All right, you know what's just so over? Or I want it to be over anyway? Plugging things into walls. A company called Ubeam, if you've not heard of them, you will pretty soon because they've invented a way to send energy up to 15 feet away wirelessly. No wires, via ultrasound. And sources tell TechCrunch that big brands like Starbucks and Virgin and Starwood Hotels are already trying to partner up with Ubeam to exclusively offer Ubeam's wireless charging technology in their retail locations, with Starbucks in particular said to be nearing a deal to join a strategic investor round that's closing soon. Ubeam's technology uses ultrasonic transduction, which means that a transmitter pulls power from an electrical system, like an outlet, converts it into ultrasonic sound waves, and then beams the vibrations to a receiver, for example, a wireless charging case for your phone. A similar speed to plugging that phone into an outlet, which is just mind-blowing, but it's real. Sources say that the receivers are pretty cheap and they're pretty thin, and the same waves can also transmit data, not just power. The future is bright. All right, well, Facebook just can't stop adding features to its Messenger app. The latest, free VoIP video calling over both cellular and Wi-Fi connections in its iOS and Android apps in 18 countries launching today, including the US and Canada and the UK. Now, back in 2011, Facebook offered desktop video calling in a partnership with Skype, but they've since built their own video infrastructure to compete with Skype and Apple's FaceTime and Google's Hangouts. Last week, on the company's earnings call, CEO Mark Zuckerberg said that Messenger already claims 10% of global mobile VoIP calls, so there's obviously a huge potential user base here. The video feature adjusts the quality of a call according to your connection, and will switch to VoIP audio if speeds are too weak. Facebook won't charge for the feature. Users without unlimited data plans are obviously going to have to monitor their usage with their mobile provider or just stick with Wi-Fi. Messenger team tells TechCrunch's Josh Constein that mobile Messenger users will also be able to video call with desktop Facebook users pretty soon. Well, another Facebook app, Instagram, perhaps you've heard of it, has added 3 new filters to choose from and new support for emoji in hashtags. That's so you can tag your photos with, the emoji wine glass or the football or the little smiling pile of poop, and then people can click on that hashtag to find others like yours. The company says that almost half of all Instagram captions now feature emojis, so they're just pretty much giving the users more of what we want. As for the new filters, Instagram says that it will be releasing more of them more often just to keep things fresh. Okay, in the coolest tech news you're gonna hear all day, I promise you this, a startup called Pembient is 3D printing rhinoceros horns in a lab that are genetically identical to actual rhino horns, which is a huge deal because years of poaching for horns has killed off 95% of the world's rhino population in the last 40 years. The black rhinoceros is already extinct, and only 5 white rhinos are left on Earth. Rhino horns contain a specific kind of keratin protein, and Pembient used that genetic code to reproduce the horns with a 3D printer. The company's testing ways to use the same technique for things like elephant tusks and pangolin scales and even tiger claws. Pambient is still in its testing phase. It's part of the first biotech accelerator, IndieBio, out of SOS Ventures. And I hope they can help us save the world. And that is it for this edition of Crunch Report. I am Sarah Lane, reporting out in New York. That went okay. You can always catch Crunch Report every day, Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on TechCrunch.com. We'll see you right here tomorrow. Yeah.